Hi guys, Donovan with Lubix Cube here, and I'm going to do my best at explaining the method Roux for solving the Rubik's Cube. A couple things to take note of, first of all, is you're going to need to decide on what colors you want to be your left and your right block as you solve. So these are the steps that are involved with solving with Roux, and I have two cubes here that I'll take pieces from and mix match for different parts of the video to make it easier to see what's happening. But my choice is I do the blue block on my left hand side with white on the bottom, which would put red in front, and it would put orange on the back. So the first thing that I'm looking for when I build in Roux is essentially all the pieces that make up this block, the 6 pieces, the center and then the adjacent corners and edges. So in solving in Roux, this is what it looks like for me. I solve this first block over here, then I solve this second block over here, I orient and permute the corners, and then I simply just cycle the edges as my last step. So it can be broken down into 4 steps. I'll probably break it down into a few more than that just for tutorial purposes, but let's get right into it. So first and foremost, choose the left and right blocks that you want. I have chosen blue with white on the bottom and then green with white on the bottom. So for that, I have just the blue and white pieces, so it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to track this. So what we're going to do is just give these pieces a quick scramble, and then the only fixed piece that I have on the cube is essentially the blue center, and everything else can be kind of cattywampus. So now, as far as wrapping your head around how to solve with Roux, well, I see some great starts here, is really trying to track all 6 of these pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so from here I can see all those pieces. For the Friedrich solvers out there, you may want to simply start just by pairing up that blue and white, because you're going to know certain moves in order to pair up the rest of these pieces. Not necessarily recommended, but that's certainly one way to do it. So since I have this piece solved, that would be basically my down orientation. So now I'm going to look around the cube and see what else I have to work with, and how to wrap my head around how to pair up these pieces. One quick thing that I notice is here is the blue and orange, and here is the white blue orange, and I see a really efficient way to pair up these 2 pieces by doing that. So in just a couple of moves I've already paired up, this one over here as well as this one here. So now what I want to do is I want to solve this piece, and I want to put this piece in the correct perspective, which would be back here, to get those 2 paired together. Now what I've done is, because I know where the white's at, I've essentially given myself an orientation for the entire cube, and I'm going to use that for the remainder of the solve. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to pair up these 2 pieces. The difference between Friedrich and Roux is that this middle slice is still free and available to me because it has no orientation until literally the last couple of moves. So what I want to do is I want to figure out an efficient way to pair up these 2 pieces, and I can think of a number of ways to do it. So I'm just going to kind of show you one using, say, the middle slice as an example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair them up in the back over here. So now you see that I have this block is paired up, and now I need to insert this block into this spot, which is obviously just going to be spin it around and drop it back down. So I'm going to do a few more of these, and then we'll go on to the second part of the video. So give you enough just to at least wrap your head around how to do this. So here's another example. You get this a lot in solving with Roux, is that you'll end up getting one of your blocks already started. So this block is already here, and so now it's just really tracking these 2 pieces as a pair and these 2 pieces as a pair. So I guess the easiest way to do this is I'm going to utilize this, but now I want to pair up this blue and white piece with this blue edge in the most efficient manner possible. So we'll just do that. So now I have this piece paired up. There's my blue-white block. Now I just want to put this block where it goes right here. So I'm just going to do that by doing him. Okay? Now once again I've created my orientation just by having my white on the bottom. So now what I want to do is I want to find an efficient way to put this blue and red piece with the red, white, and blue. And it's kind of in a gnarly spot, so let's see what I can do here. There we go. So I've paired up those 2 on the front, And then what I want to do is I want to insert this block into this spot, which would be here. So let's do a few more of these. I don't want this video to go on too long because it really starts getting interesting on the second block and in the way that things move around. So I'll have to get that part prepped up. So here we go. If you were to do something like a piece-by-piece insertion, it would be pretty easy for me to track these pieces. It's not necessarily the most efficient, but it's a way for me to keep track of all the pieces that I'm doing. So I want this piece to go here, and I want this piece to go here. So we can start by putting him in, and then the last two pieces that I have is this piece in the back, which I can pair up by going to here and then dropping him in. So let's do maybe perhaps one more example. And hopefully this is going to make sense for people. You should be able to intuitively figure out how to get that first block built together. So for example, I'm going to pair up these two pieces because I still have a lot of freedom on the cube, as you can see. So the other ones that I need to go right here is going to be my blue and white. So I find my blue-white edge, my blue-white center. I get him in place. There's him. Then the next thing that I want to do is I want to find an efficient way to pair up these two pieces. So this is one area where Roux can be really helpful. So I'm going to pair these pieces up right here. So I'm going to do that by slicing him out of the way, changing this corner from here to here so that these two, whoa, I missed it. I'm sorry, it pairs up in the back. So I pair up those two there, drop those two in. Sorry, it's kind of awkward. First time I've really done a tutorial like this and making mistakes, but hopefully you guys will get the gist of it. So let's see what we got to work with. I'm going to pair up these two pieces, pair up these two pieces, and simply insert these ones where they go. Then I have my last little blocks here, which are these two pieces here, and I'm looking for an efficient way in order to pair those guys up. I would do that. Those two pieces are paired, and I'm going to insert this pair over into the back. So we'll call this conclusion of step number 1, which is the first block, and on the next video I will go into second block, and hopefully you guys will be able to kind of follow along and use this as a reasonable tutorial on how to solve using the Roux method. Thanks.